So I know you do things for the community with foster care stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like to kind of touch on that and how you got into that and why you got into that.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So, our journey, me and my wife, my family's journey for fostering, we started thinking about it a few years ago, well, years back, before my third daughter was born. And, because we were having some complications and we're like, hey, is this kind of the universe telling us like there's kids out there that need help? So we started thinking about it. Then we had Ella, our third kid. So obviously that diverted our attention. Then we got here, and again, being military, we were moving every couple years. Mm-hmm. We got here, we figured this was a place where we're growing roots, and out of the blue, my wife was like, hey, what do you think about fostering? And I'm like, wow, that's out of the blue, but I mean, there's never a perfect time. I mean,
yeah,
it's chaos, it's hard, you got to sacrifice a lot, your kids have to sacrifice a lot.
And a lot of these kids probably have trouble.
But then you think about these kids that need the help. Mm-hmm. I mean, it puts that all to the side. Like, yeah. I mean, there's these kids that are facing so much trauma in their life at such a young age. It's unbelievable. So that started our journey. We did that about almost 3 years ago. And as a foster family, and it's been rough. I mean, it's tough. You got these great kids that have just, awful backgrounds. And you're just trying to show them love and give them a routine.
Catch that spark in them while they're young.
Let them know that they're loved and that they have a safe place, right? Because again, they come from backgrounds from incredibly tragic to, it's just crazy the amount of need there is in El Paso County. It blew my mind when we were going through training.
Oh, wow.
But so when I opened Dart Wars, I'm like, okay, I don't want this just to be me trying to, get as much money as I can. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody loves money, right? I mean, yeah. you need money to survive. But I was like, okay, how do we give back as part of an organization, be a part of the community? And really, it's that foster side, foster side of the house. So, I've raised thousands of dollars for a foster agency. I've, done a toy drive. Again, I've only been open a year. Mm-hmm. So I've started those programs. I do a foster family night. So where foster families can come in, they pay $25 for their entire family to play for 3 hours, and they get pizza.
How much does that usually cost?
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you went the smart way and you bought a family pass, the family pass is $60 by itself.
Nice. Okay.
And that covers 2 hours, but this is 3 hours, your entire family, and everybody gets pizza. Sweet. And it's $25 per family. Again, I'm not trying to really that.
And you're still doing that right now?
Oh yeah. Well, we restarted that just a few weeks ago for last month, July. We had our first one back. Now there was only a couple families that came. Sure. Again, I expected that, but again, just getting the word out that hey, let's get back to normal. If you feel comfortable doing that. But so we do a foster family night, and really that money goes to cover what it costs me, and I kind of lose money on it. But again, I do it for, there's nothing better than seeing a foster kiddo or any kid that gets to go out there and just be a kid. Like, man, none of their troubles, none of their, what they're going to therapies for, man, it doesn't matter out there. They're just playing. And when a kid plays, they're smiling, having a good time. That's really what it's about. But the biggest part, and that's great. I love doing that. But the biggest part is I've hired foster teens. I focus on trying to hire those kids that haven't been given those opportunities, that a lot of employers go, man, you're too much of a risk. And I take them in and I do that. And I've partnered with a nonprofit called 2Core. They basically have foster kiddos or other troubled teens that are basically in group homes and stuff like that are about to age out. And they've got really no skills. So what's going to happen to them in the system, right? You've got no skills, you've got no way to get a job, and you can't hand a resume to anybody and say, hey, at least I've done these jobs. Well, that's what 2Core does, is partner with businesses throughout Colorado Springs. And, I basically sign up as a business to say, yes, we're going to coach, mentor, and get this kid ready for when they have to face the world on their own. Yeah. And it teaches them the responsibility, having to be in work on time, do the job right. They're in charge of their own, payroll stuff. Because again, 2Core pays for their payroll, but the kid is responsible for getting the paperwork to myself or my manager. We have to sign off on it. Then they have to get it back. So again, teachers' responsibility. We're providing that mentoring and coaching. I think that's the biggest part that I love about what, being able to have a Dart Wars, have a business. is to be able to provide for, you know, either that one or two kid that it may not be able to get that leg up, and they're doing great at Dart Wars. So that's what I love about that. So that's really awesome. Our social impact side.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but you know, when you affect one kid's life like that, I mean, it's cool to see.
Definitely, I 100% agree.
Yeah. So that's our social impact side of the house, and just really trying to grow that, and you know, provide a free birthday party for foster families a month, doing the foster family night per month, you know, and then again, the biggest part is employing those kids that need that experience. So that's kind of the three prong of what I've decided to do with Dart Wars and integrate it into the community.
This is a show where we have real conversations with the business owners and entrepreneurs here in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs.